hey, hey, hey.
What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Cornell, the Tech Savvy Rider. Hey, today is Saturday, June 18th, I believe. Roughly about 95 degrees. I'm out here working on DEATHSTROKE, getting ready to do the dual battery setup. I wanted to go over some things with you for this installation. I won't be able to do a step-by-step, but I will show you exactly how I got everything set up for this dual battery setup for DEATHSTROKE. I will be setting it up in parallel mode, meaning that the primary battery is connected directly to the secondary battery, positive, positive, negative, negative. Now, for safety precautions, in one of my previous videos, I told you that it's best to always put an inline fuse between the batteries. So all the safety precautions have already been taken. I'm gonna go over and make sure I explain everything to you all, and to give you not give you a demonstration, but to show you the final result once it is complete. This is my second second battery that I'm getting ready to install in the back of the Slingshot. I'm going to go over it with you right quick, because there's some things on this platform that I'm using that has nothing to do with the dual battery setup, and I know someone's going to be kind of curious of what's going on, so I'm going to explain it to you as I go. So here's my second battery. I got it set up, and I'll go over everything with you right quick. Okay. My second battery, as you know, I told you all I was switching over to the ATX, anti-gravity ATX 30 battery. This is the second battery that will be going in the back. The things that you see here are not necessarily part of the dual battery setup, but it will be used in later installations when I do my audio. And when I do my installation for my rolling eye slice set. Alright, to go over everything with you right quick, this is the ATX 30 battery by Anti-Gravity. This is a fuse block. It is made by electrical connection. I really enjoy this fuse. This fuse block because it has never let me down while running my rolling eye slice set. This particular connection, I have it here, but it's not actually connected. If you're looking for this device, the only place I know of that actually have it in stock will be electrical connection. So you can go to their website and be able to purchase it. This fuse block allows you to connect 6 different devices, but I'll be using this whole connection to run all of my rolling eye slice set. So I have maybe 4 through 6 controllers on this one fuse block. The reason I got it set up like this right now is because it's not connected, but I'm getting ready. Once the lights come in, this is going to be my master power to turn this whole fuse block off, meaning that I'm going to have a master switch turning off all my lights. And this is going to be, of course, the remote access. This is going to be linking to the front. So right now I have it installed on my system tray, my battery tray, and it's just there for now. So when I get ready to connect my lights, it's already available for me. I don't have to pull my battery back out and start back over. I'm doing everything that I know I need right now dealing with the battery. Alright, the second connection is going to be this master ground unit. You also can get that from electrical connection. It allows you to connect multiple ground devices to this one particular device, so that stops all the wiring from you don't have to there's no need for you to be connecting all the ground wires back to your battery. You got one master ground, it's connected back to the battery, and all your grounds will be going here. Alright, so my fuse block for my lights, this is the power for it. So this master ground would be for my ground section of my rolling eyes. Alright, the next portion you see here is my audio. This is my amp coming from the battery, and right now it is not connected, but I know I'm gonna need it. This is my amp coming from the second battery, and from here it'll be going back up into the hull of the slingshot, going back to the amps and the distribution block for all my cabling. Now, all my cabling, I'll be discussing that later as I go through it. This would be my first time actually installing audio on any vehicle. So, wish me luck on that. But it doesn't seem too hard or too complicated if you're familiar with how things go for as wiring. I am using 4-gauge cabling. This brand is the OFC, the oxygen-free cable, 4-gauge. I can't remember what brand. I got so much of it, so I'm sticking with it. Just in case someone said, well, why he didn't go with 1-gauge or 0-gauge? Well, because I got plenty of 4-gauge from dealing with my Gold Wing. I got plenty of it left somewhere up around here. I mean, I got plenty of it. So there's no sense for me to buy some cable when I already got. And plus, the 4-gauge to me is sufficient enough with these size battery. And if I was dealing with some great big old battery, yeah, I would probably run 0-gauge wire. But for this size battery, I would stick with 4-gauge. Alright, now this connection is, of course, my battery connection for my battery tender. Each one of my batteries, I always do it. Each battery will have its own separate battery tender connection to charge the battery. I feel better that way, knowing that I'm not depending on one battery to get fully charged and then it's switching over to the next battery, or both batteries trying to basically charge off of one battery tender. Each battery got its own battery tender, and they charge, and once it's done, the battery tender will put that battery on hold. That's the way I do it. Some people might disagree with that, but like I said, I don't care. This is how I do it. Alright, now this negative cable, it'll be coming from the battery. This will be going to the ground. Now for parallel connection, that means positive to positive, negative to negative. As a safety precaution, I'll go over to my primary battery right quick and let you all see it. Alright, my primary battery, of course, is here. I already switched it out. Alright, the primary battery has a connection, will have a power connection coming from it, going to the fuse block. Going to the blade fuse. That blade fuse is going back out and going straight back to the back for the second battery. This fuse is the protection for the line, so it's there for the simply just in case something happened, there's no current going to my second battery, because that fuse will blow if something goes wrong. So this is basically a protection for the line, not the second battery. Alright, now coming from my ground, as you can see, the stock battery comes with a 6-gauge ground wire. Alright, now I want to mention this right quick, because if you have a battery warranty for your slingshot like I do, I got a battery warranty, I got a tire warranty. If something goes wrong with the connections for these batteries, they have to check it with the 6-gauge ground wire. So you have to leave this cable connected. Do not swap it out. What I highly recommend for you to do is add your own ground cable. And my ground cable is where? See, I got a ground cable. That's my power. My ground cable. Okay, my ground cable going to the second battery. Okay, that's that one. And then my ground cable going to the frame. So there's 3 ground cables here, and I want to make sure you all understand that. The first ground is the stock ground that the battery has to have in order for it to continue to go through its maintenance under the maintenance program for your Slingshot. If you have that, this 6-gauge ground wire has to stay. For a parallel connection, that means positive positive, negative to negative. So my negative ground cable going to my second battery, none of it is connected right now, is right here. And then my third ground is going to the frame that I created back to, here it is right here, that I am connecting to the frame. So there's 3 grounds: stock 6-gauge, the ground going to the second battery, and the ground going to the frame. Okay, now what I'm gonna do now is connect the batteries and then go over the full demonstration. Go over the full illustration of how I got it set up for you guys. And then of course I turn it on and make sure everything is charging. Put a voltmeter to it and make sure everything is good to go. So in other words, stay tuned. I'll be right back. GoPro, stop recording. Alright, YouTube, I'm back. I just finished the dual battery installation. Now I want to go over exactly what I was trying to tell you at first. I'm gonna point the camera down and try my best to show you guys what's going on. Okay, now this is the battery that I have replaced. The ATX 30 anti-gravity battery is what I'm going with for my dual battery setup. Alright, this setup is in parallel mode, meaning battery to positive positive, negative to negative. Alright, so here we go. You got the one positive wire coming out from the alternator, which is over here, coming out from the fuse box going back to the battery. Okay, I want to say again, if your vehicle is under warranty for a battery, meaning you get a free battery if something goes wrong, you must leave this connection on your vehicle. Alright, including the ground. You must leave those connections on the battery because they have to test it using what came with the vehicle, which is the 6-gauge wire on the positive and negative coming from the alternator. So you can't mess with that right now until your warranty expires. Alright, now the second positive wire is coming from the battery going up to my fuse blade. It's leaving the fuse blade, going back out, going to the back where for my second battery. Now the ground wire on the primary battery, you got the 6-gauge, which is this one, coming off the side frame going to the battery. Alright, you got the ground coming off the secondary battery, which is here, and then I have added a 4-gauge ground to the frame. So making sure that I'm trying to make sure that all my connections are at least a 4-gauge, and so me adding the additional 4-gauge will help out my 6-gauge until I can actually take it off after the warranty is over with. So right now I got 3 ground wires going to my primary battery. Now let's go to the back. Oh, by the way, I am using a 300 amp fuse going from my primary battery going to the second. I want to use as much amperage as possible because now I'm switching to parallel battery. My amp hour has just doubled, so I want to make sure with the setup that I'm getting ready to do, it's going to require a lot of amperage, meaning I have a lot of stuff I'm getting ready to connect to this vehicle. All right, now let's go to the back. Now back here is my secondary battery. All right, my first positive wire is coming from the primary battery, which is connected on a fuse blade, and it's coming to my second battery. Okay, this second positive wire is going back out, and it will be going to my audio system that I will be installing later. Right now it is just there, it is not fused. Okay, now let's go to the ground. The ground is coming from my primary battery. Like I said, this is a parallel connection, so positive positive, negative negative. Now my second ground wire is coming in, and it is grounded to the frame here. Okay, so that is my total connections for my secondary, for my dual battery setup that's set up in parallel mode. Now let's do a quick test on the batteries to see what volts we're getting while the vehicle is off. Okay, on my primary battery, let's do a volt test right quick. Try my best to do this with one hand. All right, so y'all can see it here. My test is at 1361. Okay, that's the primary battery, so it's good to go. Let's run down to the second battery. See if I can do this one with one hand. Okay, I'll stick my negative. Okay, now hopefully y'all can see the gauge, because I can't. Negative, positive. Okay, it is at 1361. So both of them are over 11 volts while the vehicle is off. Alright, y'all bear with me. I left the keys in the house. It started in the house. Let me run in and go get it, and I'll come back out. Okay, I don't know why I called it a key. I left the key fob in the house, so I had to go out and get it. Alright, let's do a startup right quick. See what we got here. Okay. Let's do another reading. Let's start with the back, since the voltmeter's back here already. Alright, so negative, positive. Now we got 1455 on the back battery, on the secondary battery. Alright, that completes my dual battery setup. Vehicle hasn't been started in a while, so it's smelling pretty bad. But other than that, hey, some things I didn't cover right quick. One, this head holder that's on around my neck. This is a airbag, a neck airbag. You can buy it from Walmart. What it does, it's like it has a power button that you can turn on and keep some air, cool air coming up to your head. I might be trying it out on my motorcycle when I go to Wingding 43. Alright, the other thing I want to talk about is this battery tray. I got it from Slingshot. I forgot to mention it. It is part of a dual battery kit. Now, as I told y'all once before, sometimes I buy kits because I like a certain product, and that certain product comes with a kit, and I usually won't use anything in that kit except for the product that I'm looking for. In the Slingshot dual battery setup, you have a 12-foot gauge, 12 foot 6 gauge wire. You have a 165 amp fuse. You got an isolator, and you got a positive and negative cable, I think about 3 feet, for to ground out your isolator. Now I want to make sure y'all perfectly understand this is a good kit if you are if you're starting out using just getting to the point where you're starting adding your lights and all this type of stuff, or you only have an audio system that's not requiring too much power. Yeah, this is a perfect kit, dual battery kit for that. But for my purposes, what I need is a dual battery setup that's ran in parallel mode, because I need it to run in parallel mode at all times. That means that an isolator is not going to give me that, so I can't use it. Isolator is mostly used to help you start a vehicle off your second battery if the primary battery is dead. Some isolators, like the Doctor the Doctor 150 battery isolator, battery Doctor, it allows you to have a push button where you can switch over to the parallel mode. But being honest with you, you will get tired of doing that, because I need it to run. I need my vehicle to run in parallel mode all the time because it's got a lot of accessories on it. So isolators to me are good, but it's not the perfect solution for a vehicle that's running massive lights and sound systems. Stay away from the isolators, in my opinion. Somebody else might say something different, but stay away from isolators when you're needing power all the time. So that's my spiel for today. I hope y'all enjoyed my video, and stay tuned as I add more products, more stuff that came in. So y'all bear with me and stay tuned, okay? That's my spiel for today. Have enjoy your weekend, and hopefully see y'all at Wingding 43 in Louisiana. That's my spiel for today. Y'all have a good one. GoPro, stop recording.
Hey, hey, hey.